So okay, you can't drive a car with a gearbox because you can't work the clutch, so you buy yourself an automatic. Should they make everybody learn to drive with a manual before they let them on the road with an automatic? Well, that's a debate within itself, isn't it? So should everybody know how to train a dog to a very high level before getting a dog? No, because some dogs are easy and some dogs are difficult. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the e-collar yet again. The e-collar. Is it a good tool for a novice person? Is it a get out of jail card? Is it that automatic because they can't handle the clutch, the gears? These are the things that we have to address when helping people with dogs. If you've got a dog that's clearing off, like Jack, and going to that sort of distance, look, okay, that sort of distance, and not coming back sharp, how many people do you see us on our group asking, how do I get the dog to be sharper? How do I get the dog to be sharper? Watch. Jack, come here! Look at that. Isn't that better, everybody? Good lad. Good lad. Isn't that better, everybody? So much quicker, so much sharper, not thinking about it, just doing it. That's because we're using the e-collar. And what did I say to you? I don't want to use the e-collar on that dog. I want to try and train the dog without the e-collar. But what did I tell you as well? You can train soft dogs with an e-collar, and some of the softer dogs are harder to train than the harder dogs that are more forgiving. And what I'm saying to you is simple. Has he lost the confidence to go out there? No, but watch. Jack, come here! Good lad. Right? Why am I not pairing it with food? I've already told you that he loves food, absolutely adores food. Why is he not pairing it with food? The whole idea is, I want the dog to listen to me in a number of ways, and for a number of reasons. But I want him to not lose the confidence to get out there away from me when I ask him to. But what I don't want him doing, like I said to you yesterday, I don't want him taking in too much ground. Now, for tier 2 customers, members who want to learn more and are really hungry for it and they want to move on with their knowledge and understanding, they would have seen the video yesterday of me explaining why. So I'm going to put this video in both tiers, same scenario. And what I showed tier 2 members yesterday that tier 1 members didn't see is you saw me correct him firm at the point I needed to. Now, I'm waiting for that dog to come back on that tap of that collar without the verbal cue. But I'm using the verbal cue at the moment because I'm teaching him, when I ask you to do something, you do it. But I've already taught him that behaviour, so he knows the behaviour, so he's not confused. That's the important thing. With us people on the internet talking about e-collar training, we better know what we're doing, else we're going to mess people's dogs up. And that's what we don't do. We don't give advice on issues that I don't know what we're talking about. You've got people talking about corrections and non-corrections, and you've got a dog behaviorist group and a what we call purely positive, yeah, no such thing. And they put up a feed yesterday about leads. Look at him, look, he decided to come back. Good lad. The touch means more to him. Is he unhappy because he's got an e-collar on? Why didn't I put an e-collar on him from the start? Because I already told you, I want the dog to want to do it. He's got into the habit of being lazy, complacent about coming back. When I tap, I want him back. I've not tapped him, look. What has he done? He's come back into the fold. Now I'm going to tap him. Come here. Good lad, touch. He wants to touch. Now he realises if he comes back in, that's the positive, the touch. And the pressure comes off. The pressure comes off. Have I got a happier dog because I'm using an e-collar? There's the proof for the whole world to see. The whole world. But guess what? The whole world's not going to tune into my little channel, are they? My little channel is insignificant to a lot of people because they're not Gundog people. If I went down the pet road, here we go. Jack, come here. There we go. Here he comes. Is he coming slow or is he coming fast? You tell me. Does he want to switch the pressure off? Good lad. Does he want to switch the pressure off? Because guess where he's going? He's going down there for a sniff. He's trying to push boundaries. No problem, because he's going to push boundaries. All dogs push boundaries. I'm saying to him, you push boundaries when I say. But what did I do that time when he went down there with that enthusiasm? I turned it up. I turned it up slightly. Not a lot, slightly. To make him come back sharper. So that little bit makes him think. Right, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to tap. Watch. And let him get away from that. I want to tap him when he's peeing. Right, when he gets away from us again, I'm going to tap and I'm going to delay my recall. Here we go, tap. Come here. Yes, he looked at me, look. Good lad. He looked at me and he turned, but he didn't, he was waiting for the command. But I want him to come back when it taps. And I'm conditioning him with a verbal cue that when I ask you to come back. Right, I want him within the pack. I don't want him doing what Rafa's been doing, taking him further distance. And you can say, well, what's the problem with that? Why can't he do that? I want the dog to listen to me. I don't want to hurt the dog, but I want the dog to feel the tap and go, yeah, he's got control of me at a distance. And yesterday, when I gave him the tap out there, it sent him the message that he can control me from a distance as well. And I have a dog that wants to be with me then, look, not because I forced him, but you could say, well, you're lying because you did force him. No, 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 no. I'm playing a very simple game with the dog. I'm using dog psychology with a tool that people say is barbaric. Larry was on about yesterday about people still frying these dogs and these dogs being absolutely scared shitless about what's going on in life because it creates confusion if you don't know how to use it properly. They're the people we should be educating, and Larry is one of these people who talks about it, and I talk about it. As soon as I talk about it, you're going to get a certain amount of people say there's only one way you can train a dog is with an e-collar because he can't train a dog. I've been training dogs longer than they've been on this planet, most of them, right? And yet, isn't it funny, they do a 16-week behavioural course and they call themselves dog behaviorists because they can understand the psychology behind a dog. Why are there so many dogs being rehomed from these centres when the dog training industry has become so much better with its knowledge and understanding? We've gone backwards with the science. The science hasn't taken us forwards because they haven't studied the right science. What they've studied is, do dogs have feelings? Of course they got feelings. Not the same as humans, but they want to avoid the negatives and work for the positives. And if you take that away from the dog, the simple foundation of life for everything, all animals, then we have a real problem, don't we? And that's why we've really got the problem. That's why we've really got the problem. Where's Jack, everybody? Everybody who's watching this video, the dog with the e-collar around him. Oh, he's here now. But guess what? Was he scared to move away from me? Am I making the choice to make him stay here? Or is he making the choice? Because my hands are in my pockets. I'm not tapping him here. This is his comfort zone. This is his comfort zone with me. So, like I just put up with Ivan Balabanoff's article that he's just wrote about puppy play, why would I want to pay for Ivan to teach me when everything that Ivan does with a puppy, I'm telling you to do with a puppy? I'm not telling you to regimentally train it. I'm telling you to play with it, build a bond with it, make it gameplay, make the dog want to be with you. Not that it wants to be away from you, because, hey, you, come on. I want the dog to want to be with you, not because you forced it. Now, at certain times, with certain dogs, you've got to use force. It's as simple as that. But if you've never used force, how would you know how to use force? It's as simple as that as well. So this video is going into tier 1, tier 2, and it'll also go onto YouTube. Now, yet again, Chris Upton puts his head above the parapet. Gundog trainer talking about e-collars. He's talking about e-collars because, like I said, some people don't want to put the effort and time into training a dog or learning how to train a dog, and it doesn't happen overnight. Ask my tier 2 customers who are learning so much. Ask my tier 2 customers who are learning about the psychology and the bigger picture. Because dog training isn't sit, stay, come here. Dog training is getting into the dog's mindset, getting the best out of the dog without destroying the drive, but controlling the drive. That's what it's about. That's what this is about, everyone. This isn't about beating dogs. This isn't about being a bully. This isn't about being regimental. This is about real life scenarios. And there's so many people out there struggling. And they say to me, how do I get my dog back? It's gone. It's enjoying it out there. And I'm too old to get out after it. Well, the easiest way is to come over to Chris Upton and learn how to train a dog. But am I giving people a shortcut? Am I giving people a way out? No, I'm saving the dogs. I'm giving the dogs a better life. I'm giving the dogs the freedom. I'm giving the dogs the freedom that they deserve. Isn't it a shame how many dogs have to be kept on leads? Can't be trusted out with other dogs because they're either dog reactive, human reactive. They won't come back when told. Here we go. Jack, come here. Good lad. So I'm controlling the dog through the e-collar, but I've already taught the behaviour. And if you just think I'll get an e-collar and I'll put an e-collar on the dog and I'll have the dog listening to me with an e-collar, you'll ruin it. It's as simple as that. And we have to stand up as professional trainers and we have to say it the way it is. Because if we don't, we stand no chance in this industry of putting our case across. Because I've always believed in freedom of speech. If anyone wants to talk about dog training, I'm the man to talk to. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, we don't need to get personal. But I hate it when positive, purely positive people rant and share fluffy pictures and quotes about love and harmony and how to get the best out of a dog, and then they go and put up a picture of a dog of their own with a choke chain on. A choke chain. I had exactly the same argument. What's what I'm going to do? I'm going to change direction. Let's see if he comes or he goes down the alley. There you go. He came with me. He didn't go down the alley like he has been because he feels that I can push boundaries. He's now here, look, and making that choice. Not been called. So it's going to be so much easier now, isn't it, to go into the training. Now I've set some rules and boundaries. Get out. Get on it. Get on. We set some rules and boundaries. So what I'm saying is a choke chain, in my day, we're on police dogs when we went to the football, and the dogs were pulling like crazy on a choke chain, and they were controlling them on the choke chain. And in the early days, when they used to run them with choke chains, if the dog misbehaved, they used to rattle the choke chain to tell the dog to behave itself, because so many of them were hammered with a choke chain. That's not all dogs, that's not all people, but it was one of the known traits, one of the known tricks of the trade. When the dog heard the choke chain, you know you were serious. I've never used that. I've never done that. But what is a choke chain, really? What is a choke chain? What is a slip lead? I'd rather use slip leads on dogs than choke chains. But slip leads, if used in an abusive manner, you can hurt the dog exactly the same as a choke chain. So for a purely positive trainer to then put up a picture of a dog that they own with a choke chain on is a contradiction in itself. Does he look bothered, or is he suppressed because of what I've done to him? Animal behaviorist, give me some feedback, eh? But please be polite, and I'll be polite with you.